Hi guys, my name is Robert Hewlett and I am actually doing my very first ever YouTube video and many more to come, I hope. Anyway, I've been wanting to do YouTube videos for such a long time now, and I actually want to talk to you about something that I think everybody finds a little interesting: astrology and zodiac signs. Now, it's actually astrology that gave me a sparked epiphany to do this YouTube video. I was researching a lot about my own astrology charts and stuff, and I found out that I have this thing that's very confusing at first, called the 10th house midhaven, and it's in Pisces. And this is related to your public persona or your career. And I know that some famous ones that have the same house in Pisces would include Sandra Bullock, Judy Garland, Albert Einstein, Lady Gaga, and many more. Vincent van Gogh is another one of my favorites, famous artist. I love him. Anyways, all those people are such intelligent, creative, and smart, charming people, and they all, above all else, are inspirational. Each one of those, if you take a look at what they did, they were inspirational in each one of their fields that they worked in, and that's how I want to be. And I'm hoping that maybe I can use these videos to help reach out to people, give them some insight on some topics that they were unsure about. So yeah, all that. That's all the beginning. Okay, now we're ready to move on and upward. So, today I'm going to talk to you about zodiac signs. So, it's really funny when it comes to zodiac signs when people are so quick to judge and say, oh, there's no way the stars or cosmos could have any indication of your personality. And those tend to be the same people that know absolutely nothing about astrology. We find that people abide by their sun signs and then they have a filter where they keep developing their personality related to their sign. Well, that's not really what's happening. You need to look deeper at their full charts. What you find is that each of the planets has a separate sign, and they could all be different, and they're all related to different things. For example, you may be a Libra, but your Venus planet may be, and Venus is related to love and relationships. Your Venus planet may be a Scorpio, for example. And that means that you love deeply and intensely, and you have very complicated, complex emotions that sometimes frighten you. And I actually have my Venus in Scorpio, so that's kind of funny. There's a little bit about me. Anyway, yeah, so don't cheat on somebody who has their Venus in Scorpio. They are unforgiving about that sort of thing. Just don't do it. Trust me, just don't do it. I know, it's bad. Anyway, that just goes to show you that you could have planets all in different alignments that could change your personality. You may not just be a Libra or a Capricorn or a Scorpio or any of those. You could be all those different things. And then you have all the houses that are related to different things. Like I said, the 10th house is related to career. And I'm a Capricorn, my sun sign, but my Pisces is in, my midhaven is in Pisces. So that means that I am a water sign. I am very fluid, I am very emotionally perceptive, and that's another reason why I wanted to do these videos, is because I feel that I am very perceptive about people. I love analyzing them, watching them, figuring them out. I do it all day long, every day. Anyway, we're going to get straight to the gist now. What I wanted to talk to you today was sun signs. We're going to keep it simple in the beginning. And the first one I'm going to talk to you today is about Capricorn, of course. This is my sun sign. So, what I'm going to say first about the Capricorn is their appearance. Now let me tell you, out of all of the indications, appearance is probably the least likely to match or have any importance over anything. But it's always kind of fun, and you might be able to spot Capricorns out by using these features. So the first thing I notice about Capricorns is they all have these doe eyes. They're innocent but perceptive and smart, and they're just wide-eyed, and they're watching and observing, and yes, there's a little twinkle in there maybe even sometimes, And the next thing you're going to want to know about their appearance is that they tend to either be shorter or thinner, if not both. Here, I'm a Capricorn, short and thin. Most of the Capricorns I know, like I said, are one or the other. They're either really short, or they're really thin, or they can be both. And then the next thing is they have a very defined facial structure, okay? It's either in their cheekbones or their jaw, right in this area, always very defined. It's either going to be a very nice oval with a strong chin, or it's going to be very chiseled cheekbones with a strong chin. Very balanced, masculine and feminine in the face, I would say. Now, so there's their appearance. That's pretty much all I can tell you about Capricorn's appearance. The next thing I'd say is the surface. Now, here's the thing about the surface. If you go to Google, any sort of astrology site or book, you'll see the same things about Capricorns. They're ambitious, driven, successful, mature, serious, blah blah blah, all this stuff, right? And it's funny because, and ironic, if you ask any Capricorn you know if those things match them, they'll say, yeah, kind of, but not really. And it's funny because I'll tell you, Capricorns are way too complicated just to read on the surface. We oftentimes don't even understand ourselves, and I think most Capricorns would agree with this. So you can never just read a Capricorn on the surface, especially because you got to see what all those other planets are. They could have much influence over the rest of their personality. Anyway, some more personality traits, I would say, of the Capricorn that are more on the surface are cold and detached. They are very shy and self-conscious at first, and when they're in a room at a party or anything, they can be very charming and charismatic and talkative, but it's always on their terms. If they feel they want to be quiet and observant and shy, they're gonna be. That's exactly how they're gonna be. If they feel they want to be talkative and outgoing and they feel comfortable around the people they're with, they're gonna be. And you won't be able to shut them up either. And that's the beautiful thing. They are very polarizing, Capricorns. Meaning that they can be complete opposites. They can act one way in one situation and another way in another situation. Very, very complicated sign. So, I think it's important to know that even though they can be cold and detached, they are one of the more empathetic signs. They really do care about people's feelings. They just don't want anyone to know. They don't want to show it. They don't want to talk about feelings unless it's on their terms. They don't want anybody to get inside of them. They don't like that. That makes them uncomfortable. They want to get inside everybody else, but as soon as somebody tries to get inside them, they're like, get out. I'm the only one that can know me, and I don't even know myself. So yeah, Capricorn. Some more personalities. Every Capricorn I know tends to be an overanalyzer. Our heads are going a million miles an hour, and we think very quickly. Some Capricorns can think quickly on a channeled topic. They can focus that energy into one thing, but generally what I tend to find is most Capricorns are scatterbrained as hell. They're connecting one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and they're following themselves, and everyone else is going, and this actually frustrates the Capricorn. The Capricorn really wants you to say, stop, you lost me, they want you to know what they're saying. So please, if you know a Capricorn and they're talking, don't just give them the cold ear. Tell them to stop, slow down, that you don't understand what they're saying. Because I guarantee you, if you actually listen to what the Capricorn has to say, you might learn something. It could be really important. Like I said, Capricorns talk on their terms, especially related to their feelings. They don't talk on anybody else's terms. So if you try to pry them, you're not going to get anything. But if you're not listening when the Capricorn talks, when it's on his terms, you're going to miss a lot of information that could be useful. I call the Capricorn the information sponge, whereas the Libra is balancing everything, trying to make everybody happy. The Capricorn is balancing everybody, trying to figure everybody out so they can learn, so they can reach their ultimate goal of success. They can be the best person they can be. They can reach their goals. That's what the Capricorn wants. Side note, one of the worst things is a Capricorn who has not reached their goals. When you're in your 40s or 50s, if you haven't reached those aspirations you made when you were younger, you will become crazy, psychotic, run away. Don't deal with these people, I'm telling you. If you know me when I'm 50 and I'm a bum, don't be my friend. Another thing I noticed about a lot of Capricorns is we're very apologetic. We are very quick to apologize. We don't like to upset anyone. We don't like when anyone's mad at us. We're a sign who's very concerned with our image and our perception that others hold of us, our everything related to image and prestige. Prestige is a big word related to Capricorns, so it really does bother us. And you know what? You don't need to tell us negative things about ourselves. Capricorns rip themselves apart inside and out. They're very self-critical of themselves and others, and they can be very sensitive. If you say something that gets deep to them, they're gonna hate it. They're gonna hate themselves. They're not gonna despise you. They're gonna despise themselves, because they already know this flaw. They've already beat it to the core. They've already thought about it in every advanced detail you can possibly imagine. Okay, what else about Capricorns? I would say my favorite thing about Capricorns is I like to say they make the world go round. Without Capricorns, the world would be very, very stupid, I would say. I think Capricorns have a lot of insight to a lot of different situations. They're very well rounded and they're very serious and mature. They're one of the older signs of the zodiac. So without them, I think that things would not be so organized. Things would be chaos. And they really, if a Capricorn really loves you, they're gonna devote them whole selves to you. They want to help. They're the ones that gonna drop everything they're doing to come help you if you really need it. Like, they're gonna try their best at whatever are within their means. Another thing about a Capricorn is I like to use the analogy of the Capricorn being the goat. This goat starts at the bottom of the mountain, and some of the other signs, they start further up the mountain. The goat starts way at the bottom, and they have to trudge their way up the mountain, keep on trudging, and they're looking around saying, "You're stupid, you're not doing that right, I know how to do this better than you." But they're very quiet about it. They're very quiet. They're not going to tell everybody all these things. They're just thinking it in their head, and everyone's putting them down saying, "Oh, I don't like you, you're not good enough," all this stuff, and they're knocking them down the mountain. They're knocking them down the mountain because they're afraid that when that goat gets to the top of that mountain, something big is going to happen, and they don't want that. They keep knocking you down, but that goat is very determined. That goat is going to get back on its hooves, and it's going to climb right up that mountain, and it's going to make it to the top. It's going to make it to the top, so don't try to stop it. Capricorns, basically, this analogy shows that they are late bloomers, okay? They start off with not the best lives. They take a little while to find themselves because they have a lot to find. There's so much depth to the Capricorn's personality, so it takes them way longer to get in their shoes and feeling comfortable and know who they are than some of the other signs. So 2 things you should never expect from a Capricorn. These are very important, and these are something I'm going to include in each of my videos of each of the signs. The first one is never, ever expect a Capricorn to be simple. Capricorns cannot be simple. You can't simplify things. If you said, "Can we just simplify this?" they will hit you, okay? They can't. They are they are complicated, and like I said, that it bothers them sometimes that they can't even figure their own feelings and thoughts out. Well, that's okay. It's just how the Capricorn's supposed to be. You cannot change it. If you try to change it, it's not going to work. You have to be flexible. You have to be compromising with that trait. And that all of the signs have these annoying traits. The other thing is never expect a Capricorn to forgive betrayal. Okay? Capricorns, they are very skeptical people. They are often hurt. They really are. One of the signs that are hurt often. Like I said, they get knocked off that mountain. So when you are in with a Capricorn, you're in. That trust is there. When you do something to betray that trust, that Capricorn's world is shattered. You're eradicated from their life 100%. There's no way you can stay. It is inconsistent with how their brain works. You're gone. And it's okay, because the Capricorn is so good at meeting new people in their lives. They attract people in their lives. They're very subtle about the way they do it, but people are drawn to the Capricorn. So who cares if you betray me? It hurts. It really hurts. I thought there was true love, sincere trust, and everything in there, and you betrayed me. Whatever. Moving on, climbing up that mountain, meeting more along the way. Alright. So, yeah, you never want to expect a Capricorn to be simple. Never expect a Capricorn to forgive betrayal. And never, ever expect a Capricorn to tell you everything right off the bat. Okay, the Capricorn is a very complex and depth sign, and it takes time for you to get deep inside the Capricorn psyche, and for the Capricorn to feel comfortable, because like I said, they have been hurt a lot, and they are very skeptical about people. And so you need to give them time to let you in. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is the Capricorns are very knowledgeable. Like I said, they're that information sponge. They learn the most from all the other signs. They're very perceptive, and they know that the other signs have a lot to offer, so they want to learn from those. If that Aries is competitive and winning at everything, how can I do something similar to that so I can win like the Aries, because I want to be successful? If that Libra is able to balance all these different details and I can't do that, how can I learn from the Libra so I can do that? If this Scorpio is better at me than the video game because he's just so competent, because Scorpios are so competent, they're just good at everything, pick up something and be amazing at it, how can I beat that Scorpio? How can I become more like that Scorpio so I can be just as good as him? Because that's what my goal is as a Capricorn. They are most likely to be one of the know-it-alls in class. They're looking around the class after the teacher asks a question. Anybody? Anybody gonna answer? Nope, nope. Oh, okay, I guess it's gotta be me. And they answer, and they're almost always right. And when they're wrong, the teacher still tells them how smart they are. That's what I've come to find about Capricorns, at least in the classroom. Deep down in the Capricorn, I will tell you, they are very empathic. But they do not like talking about their feelings. They don't. So don't even try if it's not on their terms. Like I said, that's the other thing I can't stand about the Capricorn. They're hypocritical when it comes to emotions and communication. They expect everyone to tell them clarity on how they feel and how they think all the time. But they can't do the same. They can't just tell you how they're feeling at any moment, any day. It has to just feel right to them. I don't know why. It's just how the Capricorn is, and you just gotta accept it. So yeah, that's everything you need to know about Capricorns. I'll tell you that a lot of what I've told you is actually documented in astrology books or online, and you can find it, and some of it really is my personal perception of Capricorns that I've met, including myself. And so I really hope you enjoy it, and if you're a Capricorn or you know some Capricorns, let me know if you think this is accurate in the comments, and I look forward to making another video and telling you about the next sign, which will probably be Aquarius. My mother's an Aquarius, so anyway, if you like this video, please give me a like and keep watching.